Hey everybody, John Lambers here with the Brick Lounge, and I'm here with none other than Mark Erickson. Mark, nice to see you today.
Good to see you, John.
Yeah, I'm excited today. We're here at Atlanta BrickCon, and the Brick Lounge has been going around and featuring what we feel are our most impressive displays. And so today, I've got an award that I want to give Mark for his amazing Tron build. And we're going to get into that in just a minute because this, to me, it's fantastic. It's a ton of black bricks. It's a ton of color running every direction. We'll get some highlights of this in just a minute. But first of all, this is our little Brick Lounge. I know we at the Lego shows, sometimes you get little awards from people, but this is our Brick Lounge award. We're saying thank you for being awesome.
Well, thank you
We
guys.
want to welcome you into our little community.
Awesome.
So if you don't mind, that would be an awesome display to have next year. There we go.
Exactly, right there by the sign. So.
And let's get to what's really important, which is this amazing build, Mark. So.
Yes.
But before I do that, one more thing. Hold on. So for those of you guys, all of you guys probably that are watching this or have seen this have an idea who this awesome guy is. And so having that Lego Master experience and being the top dog is something I'm sure that, you know, has been a wonderful experience for you. So I just want to say from a fall, thank you for being that guy. You know, you did a great job. We enjoyed watching you, and it's been fun to watch your journey. So congratulations. And this is why you were on the show. Tell us about this. Like,
yes.
What inspired you? What is this?
So I love the Tron movies.
Yes.
I would say that they're visually stunning. This, you know, the plot and story, not as big a concern, but they're amazing to watch for the aesthetics, right?
Yes.
So in 2019, before COVID, I actually was gearing up to build a big Tron scene. And then COVID happened. I'm like, okay, well, maybe later. And then Lego Masters happened. I said, well, maybe later. Then finally, now that my life has settled down just a little bit, I was able to work on this creation that I've been kind of planning in my mind for literally years.
Yeah.
And so just wanted to basically execute the world of Tron, not necessarily a scene from the movie, but like what they would be driving through on the way to the next action scene or action set piece. So trying to capture that environment, what an artificial computer world would look like.
Wow, and you've done that. I mean, as I'm sitting here looking at it, some questions I have. Is this modular?
It is very modular. Each road section has its own chunk, and it's actually color coordinated with axle connectors. So I could show you on this side where there's less wires, but each slice comes apart and stacks on top of the other for easy enough transport. It's still a little heavy, but it's much better than some of the other builds I put together. And then each building, of course, comes off pretty easily from the next. So layers and steps and chunks. So it disassembles better than things I've made in the past, like I said. So it's still not an easy creation to move. It still takes a U-Haul van for most of this, but it's movable enough. It actually did very well traveling to this convention. It's only an hour away from me, so worked out great.
So it's funny. I'm somewhat at a loss of words as I look at this because my brain is like, okay, 50 million questions. Let me get out 3 good ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So can you tell me about the lighting?
Yes. So unlike New Hashima, Neo Atlanta with the advanced soldering and programming, this is all just fairy lights from Amazon.
Oh, I love
USB plugs. You can actually see on the back if you guys want to take a quick glance.
Yeah, we do.
Let's bring this in just a hair with all my mess back here. But I got just a nice big USB hub, and it all plugs into there.
That's smart.
And it does the trick. And then you also have some built-in settings for different colors, or in my favorite case, the rainbow party mode, which is a lot of fun as well. So
can you put it in party mode for us?
sure. It takes a minute because all the USB hubs are kind of spread throughout the scene to keep it modular. But we'll set it up here in just a second. It doesn't take too long.
And while you're doing that, every one of these modular units has its own USB cable going to your LAN or your little port there.
Yep, they all come off the back.
Yeah.
So you can see like there's one per section that comes apart. So that way it's still modular, but has wires running through the entire scene. So,
and so for those of you guys who can't see it, he has all his little Bluetooth spots hidden. And
little trap doors.
Little trap doors. It looks sharp.
Thankfully, black is a very, you can hide a lot of detail, and at the same time, it's a mirror finish, but it also absorbs detail. So it's like you can kind of get away with trap doors and exposed studs and things like that, and it still doesn't bother it too much. So.
Wow, this is fun.
A very interesting challenge to build with, for sure. Incredibly hard to photograph. It's better with in this condition where you're like at a live setting. But like if you're trying to set up a nice white background and take a picture, you can see your face in the reflection of the black brick. So it's like it's so hard to photograph. But thankfully,
last night it was good in the when they turned the lights out.
That's the best.
I got some cool video of it
for sure.
Oh, this is fun. This is definitely party mode. Okay, so a couple more questions.
Yeah.
I noticed that you used a ton of minifig stands.
Yes.
How smart is that? So you got the tile and the one strip of bricks.
Exactly. It's also an uneven number of studs. So if you're running into size issues, because some of the plate surfaces aren't necessarily even, you can kind of get away with that without using smaller, more useful pieces. You can kind of expand it a little bit. Yeah, so it's just a great measurement. So.
It covers ground quick too.
Absolutely.
All right. So the other component are the translucent pieces that you use. Can you tell me what you use there? Because that to me is also, they're not easy to find. And I was kind of like staring close at it. I was like, I see you use some pieces I'll let you tell us about, but what did you do with this mostly?
It's almost a challenge to track down this many because you have a lot of transparent, regular light blue. Like I think it's transparent, not medium blue because that's more black light reactive. But you have some trans satin light blue, which has a more of a opaque color. And that I actually prefer because it diffuses the light better. So you see that on the tallest tower here.
I noticed that here.
With those little
what's that shape? It's the
polygon?
Shield.
Pentagon. And it's a Nexonite shield basically. But that's from the Elsa's Ice Castle. And I got them on lug bulk, of course, about 1,500 of them. So that's what I tried to use as much as possible there. But yeah, and then there's also on this building the same situation, using that on the side. Yeah. And those fairy lights are just small enough to weave between stacked 1x1 round plates. So you can actually basically have the lights appear in whatever brick you want, as long as you use a lot of those studs. There's 20,000 1x1 round plates in the entire scene, holding 3,000 LED lights in place.
Now I'm gonna guess because they've had those on the pick-a-brick wall at the mall at times.
I've had those for years for Lego water is what I used to use them for. And so now they're here holding all the lights in place.
Gosh, that's awesome! What a great idea! So every single one of these tiles has the 1x1 rounds behind it,
up to a dozen or 24 studs holding each light. So,
whoa!
Yeah,
my goodness. So, is there any so when you look at this, you think, okay, insides. If it's as clean on the outside as it is on the inside, if I was saying the wrong word, if it's clean on the outside as the inside. What's the inside look like for you?
Pretty chaotic. It actually has more tan, yellow, and white and gray on the inside.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
So filler brick in my mind. But it's pretty simple though. You just got basic brick and then some gaps for wiring to go through. It's kind of like a maze underneath all that black tile. That was another thing I had to kind of go out of my way to get is thousands of 2x2 black tiles for the roads and the surfaces of the building.
We used to use these for roads.
Exactly.
And at that time, they were a challenge to find. Every once in a while, they show up at the mall.
Yeah, exactly. I've gotten lucky at the pick-a-brick walls a few times, but
yeah, they're less and less. I'm with you on that.
But this was also, because I was planning since 2019, I've been collecting pieces for literally years. And that's kind of what I do, is I think I definitely have to do this one day. I'll get enough tan for my Dune standing room, or I get enough black and translate blue for the Tron scene. So it's a long-term process.
Yeah, I get that. And it's funny because when I was preparing for this convention, I felt the same way. You get to a point as an AFOL where your collection is built for certain actions, and these conventions, big builds, if you live near a store or if you're kind of regularly getting into Lego, you get these quantities, right?
Exactly.
And you can do this. So
whenever you see a good deal, you get it.
Yeah. Well, this is outstanding, and I appreciate your time today. I could sit here and I have a bunch more questions, but just for the viewer, we're going to cut this a little bit off and let them just kind of absorb the beauty of this after we finish talking. But thank you, Mark.
Thank you,
John.
And
it's a real pleasure, meeting you.
Absolutely.
And good work.
Appreciate it, guys.
Good work. Yeah.